and welcome into the Starcast Remarks Studios. I am Ryan Chambers, and I am the host of Starcast Remarks. We are the official Dallas Stars podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network, and we are brought to you by DraftKings. Make sure you use that promo code THPN the next time you use their app for a little something. Chris, I screwed it up. Sorry, I almost got it this time.
Man, you've been doing so good recently.
At this time, I want to welcome in two of the other brothers of the Chambers family. We got Chris back as always, and we got James back again, guys. This is the PGR for Game 3 against the Senators, where the Stars lose in spectacular fashion, not really, to a final score of 3-2. How you guys doing tonight, guys?
I'm doing well. I got a cough, so please ignore the cough. It's me coughing, nobody else. I'm trying to stifle it.
COVID.
It's not COVID. I got tested.
James, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, guys. We got a series of topics to talk about tonight. But there's several things that we definitely need to mention. But let's just go ahead and jump on into this. The first thing that I want to mention is throughout the game, and I just got finished with a 3-hour live stream, so I apologize if I'm a little spacey and tired and stuff. But anyways, there was a lot of things to talk about with this game. The first one that I wanted to talk about before the last goal for the Stars happened was the fact that they were not getting any kind of contribution from any of their top six forwards at that point in the game. And then Pavelski ended up scoring the second goal for the Dallas Stars. So did that help out any, or do you still want to see more from the top six of the Dallas Stars?
Well, Radulov looked really good throughout the game. He looked like he was getting a lot of pressure on, so I was really happy with the offensive play of Radulov. He didn't look like as much of a defensive liability throughout the game like other people did. But yeah, Pavelski got it going in the third period. So he was pretty much the same as he has been the first two, but the third period he kind of figured it out, and then he them rewarded with that goal too. But yeah, it's still those top guys. Maybe it's just because they're old guys, and we need them to get up to speed. I don't know, but it's not good. They need to score goals. But that being said, I don't want to stand on the soapbox here, so feel free to cut me off. We are missing two of our top three best offensive players, right? We don't have Miro Heiskanen, and we don't have John Klingberg. No, we do have Miro Heiskanen. We don't have Robertson, Jason Robertson.
Sorry.
And we don't have John Klingberg.
I tried to give you some time to fix it, but you just went for me.
I couldn't. Yeah, I blew through it. And those are our top. Those are in our top three. I think Klingberg was number 3 or number 4 in points last year. I think to finish the season. So yeah, we're getting no offensive production. It's the last 2 games too, and it's not just because of those guys. The guys who can score, but that has to be a big part of it. I mean, I sure hope so. I hope they come back and help us out. So,
James.
Yeah, it just like for a lot of it, it feels like either Sagan isn't fully up to speed yet because he doesn't look completely like awful. I feel like when he has the puck, it's just like small little things that he does that'll just like give the tiniest turnover and then it just lose control in the offensive zone.
Well, he looks like he's not fast though. He looks slow.
So it was there one player in particular in the top 6 other than Radulov that you liked their play today?
Pavelski.
And maybe that's just because he scored the goal. Is that literally just it?
Well, the third period he had a lot. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. The third period he had a lot more offensive pressure too. So he was winning puck battles in the offensive zone. He had a solid forecheck going. But yeah, the first couple of periods, I would have said nobody else.
All right, so let me go ahead and jump into kind of segue into this next part because I was really frustrated with this. That we were, and it kind of made me think of this because Pavelski did this a couple times. Miro just, we're not trying to get on to Miro because Miro is our best player right now, but he just there were just a couple of awkward plays in the third period that I was like, whoa, what's going on?
I'll get on to Miro now. He's making $8 million a year. We're going to get all over him now. He
And
sucked.
I'm gonna defend him for a second, just real
Okay.
quick.
Oh,
it's
here
the
we go.
slightest defense ever. Okay, you know how much time he had tonight?
29 minutes, 30 minutes
27 minutes.
after playing
Okay.
28 the night
The
before.
previous night.
Yeah, that sucks, and I understand that. On the
But
other hand,
oh, he's on the other hand. I was expecting the butt.
he's making $8 million a year to play hockey for us and to be our best defenseman. When he's making $8 million, he's expected to be our best defenseman, and he was not. So anytime he's not our best defenseman, he's not doing his job. And I'm sorry, that's a high standard, but that's the standard that he set for himself with the contract that he signed. So I think he's got to live up to it, and he totally didn't, especially in the third period at the end of this game. And I know he's dead tired, and it's the beginning of the season. Their conditioning isn't fully set yet. But, man, turnovers. He was just tripping over himself. He couldn't catch a pass. It looked terrible. It was bad.
And let me jump on that real quick because you just mentioned one of my other points that I wanted to jump on was the turnovers in this game. And it was noticeable yesterday. It was noticeable again today on both the defensive and the offensive side of the puck for two totally different reasons. Really crappy defensive turnovers in the defensive zone. And maybe the right word for the Stars and what they're doing wrong right now is puck management. They are not managing the puck very well. Yeah. And on the offensive side, they're not taking advantage of the fact that they're getting offensive turnovers. Yeah. And they're not turning it into opportunities.
I think offensive zone, we could still call it puck management. Like, let's expand on it. So first problem on puck management is our turnovers. There's obviously way too many. Number two is our dump and chase. It's just dump.
Thank you. That was my other part.
It's dump and chip. We're dumping it around the corner. Our guy goes behind the net. He stabs a stick at the puck, and it comes back to the point, and our defenseman pinches, and we hope we get it. And if that's really going to be our attempted zone entry 85% of the time, which it was 85. It wasn't 75. It was more than 3/4 of the time. It was stupid. We have to be better at forecheck. It was terrible. And the key guys who I thought sucked at forecheck was Hintz and Guryanov. They were terrible. There was no pressure at all.
There weren't any players in particular that I noticed that were particularly bad. I just noticed overall, just the forecheck just did not exist. And you're exactly.
Hintz and Guryanov are noticeable to me because they're the fast guys, right? They're the fast guys. They're supposed to be that's what they're supposed to be better at than the other guys, just because they're fast. And they weren't skating.
The one thing I did notice though, it was from all four lines. They would dump the puck in, nobody would go and get it, and then there would be somebody up against the boards to try and block the exit. And then all the Senators had to do was make a short little pass towards the center, not all the way towards the center, but kind of towards the the dot
to their face-off circle, to
the face-off circle, to the dot. Easy exit, easy breakout for the Stars. Yeah, and it was just frustrating to watch because it happened numerous times.
And that's the problem I have with it. I know a lot of fans I hate the dump and chase. Worst offensive play. I'm okay with the dump and chase as long as you're actually chasing. We had no forecheck at all, and if we're not going to have a forecheck, then we shouldn't be doing dump and chase, and that's what it is. So I'm cool with dump and chase, but not when they don't chase.
And I was really honestly hoping for a little bit more of an effort from the Stars tonight. I know they're tired. I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to jump on them for that, but the fact that they played such I don't want to say it was an abysmal game last game, but it was a bad game. It wasn't a good game, and I was expecting a little bit more of an effort.
And with that statement, I'm going to transfer into content Chris, because man, what a terrible start to our schedule. Like,
where's your cape? You need your cape.
My cape?
Yeah, you're a superhero. Content Chris.
That's a terrible superhero name.
Yeah.
But anyway, we start all the way in the Northeast, and then we play New York, Boston, and then we have to go all the way up to Ottawa, like in 4 days. That sucks. Like, that's a terrible start to the season. And man, 1-2 kind of sucks, but it's not the worst case scenario, and we could have easily had the worst case scenario, so not so bad, um, especially for the start of the season, and especially when we don't have Robertson or Klingberg or Como. So all things considered, it really could have been worse. We'll take it, and yeah, the guys look dead tired tonight. Hopefully they get some long sleeps.
Well, I'm just hoping because this road trip doesn't get any easier. Because they only get one day off tomorrow, so the Stars will not be playing tomorrow, but they will be in Pittsburgh on Tuesday at 6.
Yeah.
So
What kind of crap is that with our schedule? Like, can we just go New York, Boston, Pittsburgh, and then Ottawa?
it's just the way that the schedule works with.
And
the
then we're gonna go
availability of
home
the
for one
buildings
game and then go right back on the road. So our home game's not even a home game. It's like
I
we're playing
know.
a road game in Dallas.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to have your home opener sometime, right?
I'd rather have it later.
I would too. And here's the weird thing about the schedule this season. Now that we're talking about it, but normally the Stars start at home.
Yeah, they have for
that's
the
been
past
a
like 5
general
seasons.
thing. Yeah, generally they start at home, and they've started at 2, 3, 4 games at home, and then they go on the road and flip flop for a while. So this whole start on the road thing is kind of weird and foreign for the Stars. So maybe that's kind of pushing that direction why the Stars are not doing too fantastic right now.
Yeah, we've definitely have the most games in a condensed amount of time than any team in the league. So tough schedule draw, not great on the road trip. And I mean, if we split one of these last 2 games too, I'd be super happy with it. Honestly, being 500 Dallas Stars 500 through this road trip, I would have been super happy with it. But if we can take the Pittsburgh game, I'll totally count this road trip as a win, especially beginning of the season with those guys injured. So there's no panic alarm going off right now. Yeah, this game sucked. We played bad and we were still only 1 goal away too. Like, we didn't deserve to be anywhere near this game. Hudobin played great. Our goalies have been outstanding so far, and that's our biggest wild card of this season. So I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, it sucks, but our schedule set us up for failure is really what it was. So I think we'll bounce back and be fine.
To go back to your whole away schedule comment, typically the thing is you want to go 500 on you want to go 500 on the road, and that's considered decent. Because I mean,
That's
again,
considered good on the road, I think.
But then the flip side is you have to play good at home, and we've had a decent good home record, but I don't feel very comfortable at the end of this game, because even though we won the first game, there were still a lot of things that we talked about in that first PGR that we were like, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good. But we won the game, so it's okay to look over it. In these past 2 games, it's been the same things, but we've lost the game.
Yeah. Well, and we've played all around worse in these past 2 games too, though. So I don't feel as scared about it, but it's hard for us to find stuff to talk about again on this game, because like when you lose that badly and you're playing that badly when you're losing, it's hard to talk about things because what's wrong? Yes. Yeah, it's wrong. The only thing that's going right now is really goaltending. So and Peterson
in the game. Well, and all right, I'm gonna pull in this comment from YouTube. Brandon Perkins says we wouldn't lose if you didn't have to have that Mooter's jersey. Okay,
Preach.
I won't wear it again for the next PGR or the next game. I'll wear I don't know, which jersey should I wear. Okay, Brandon, you can tell me. I have. You can say the reverse retro, the blackout, or just the regular victory green. I'll let you choose.
Just wear the home jersey.
Well, I'm gonna let Brandon choose because he's the one that's pointing it out. He might be right. So, anyways, we'll go. I'll let Brandon choose. Brandon, let me know and comment back. So, anyways, next topic I wanted to get into is freaking special teams, guys. Special teams has been absolutely terrible. In this game in particular, on both sides of the puck for this game. So yesterday it was good on the penalty kill, really bad on the power play. Today it was both. Penalty
Today was
kill,
worse on the power play somehow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't think that was possible.
So the stats for this game, the Stars went 0 for 2 on the power play, and the Senators, excuse me, I couldn't think for a second, go 2 for 3 on the power play. And yes, they were fluky goals. Yes, they weren't great goals, but they got the goals. That's all that matters. They don't ask how; they ask how many. So it's just frustrating to watch this team and know that they've got players on both sides of the puck that can do both, and yet we lose the special teams battle again in this game.
Well, and they score the goals the same way that they scored goals last game, and that's they had guys in front of the net, and they bounced it off of people. And like I said, that's going to be a common theme this season if we've got Hudobin and Holtby. Those are smaller goalies. We've got to clear out the crease. We can't have guys there. We have to give them room to move because they have to move to make saves. Ben Bishop can just be there and exist, and he can make a save. That's not really going to happen much for Hudobin and Holtby. So we got to give them room to work.
Brandon does come out and say I have to wear the blackout jersey. So I'll wear the blackout jersey for the game on Tuesday.
Poor guy. Poor guy has to wear the blackout jersey.
I have to wear it.
Poor guy.
But he also made a really good comment here. He said PK has been good up until today, and then power play has been bad. Had zero shots on the first 2 power plays. That's another very good point. And we talked about that yesterday in the PGR yesterday that we were getting completely outshot, and one of the reasons why we got outshot is because we were not shooting on the power play at all. Or we were just not taking the time to try and thread it through and actually get goals on.
Yeah.
Or shots on, excuse me.
It wasn't just no shots in the power play. There was no zone time. Like, I felt like we didn't set up once. It was awful. And I agree with the penalty kill thing too. I didn't think our penalty kill actually itself was terrible. I think it was the same defensive thing that we talked about in the past 2 PGRs of not clearing guys out from in front of the net. And I said, and I think it was the first game of the season, like, that's how they're going to score goals is with traffic in front. And how have they been scoring goals on us all season? Traffic in front. So I feel smart. We got to fix it.
But, okay, so how do you fix that? Do we stick? No, but here's the deal. You can go one of 2 ways. You can either go with the dump and chase thing, which it hasn't seemed to work, or you try something different and you actually carry the puck into the zone. Which one do you do?
No, I'm talking about defensively.
Oh, defensively, excuse me. Okay.
They're scoring goals by getting guys in front of the net and is bouncing off and pinballing in. The way you stop them from doing that is you put your stick on top of their stick and you push them out of the way. And we're not doing that in front of the net. In front of the net, there's no battles going on. It's just the other guys are standing where they want to, and we're standing next to them.
And, and on the PK, there just doesn't seem to be any kind of aggressiveness from the Stars at all. Like, zero.
Yeah, there's some, but I agree it's not as much as we used to have, especially the guy skating around at the top trying to get on people at the point. That has not looked as aggressive as it did last year. So I'm hoping they can figure that out. And that's with a lot of the times it's Glendening and Raffle who are doing that too. And like those are the guys that we need to be the most aggressive. That's what they were signed for. So
okay, so because I was dumb and I missed the whole PK thing. Okay, but go to the other side. Go to the power play and answer the question that I had earlier. Do the Stars change the way they're doing the power play? Do they still do dump and chase and they just go after it more aggressively than they have been? Or do you actually try to carry the puck into the zone? What's the solution for this? Because I really don't know.
I think you do either one. It would be great. But they're not doing either.
They're not doing either one. Right.
So pick one.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so which one? Which one would you rather see?
Without Klingberg, I'd rather see dump and chase.
See, for me, I would much rather see the carry the puck into the zone because I'm tired of seeing the dump and chase, and especially after this game where we, again, like you said, 75% of the time that's what we saw, and it was never successful. Never successful.
Well, again, like we've been saying, there's no chase. It's just dump. So if we chase, it could be successful, I think. But yeah, something's got to change. I would be perfectly happy seeing them go to trying to carry the puck in somehow. But I just hope it doesn't mean that they're going to do the drop pass. So that's what I'm most worried about.
And that's a thing in the NHL. I was talking about that on the live stream on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. I was just like, this whole dump and chase thing is just not working. And especially, I also mentioned this as well, that I hate the drop pass.
Yeah.
I hate it. And every team
you got to
does it.
pick one. You're either going to get the dump and chase, or you're going to get the drop pass. I mean, like, you got to make space somehow. We can't just skate past them.
Yeah,
They're
you
playing
can.
defense.
Yeah, you can't. We've got the players that can do it. They just don't do it. We've got Hintz. We've got Gurianov.
You're just trusting some great stick handling play across the blue line. That's not a strategy. That's just a hey, Heiskanen, do it.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Because he can't do it all the time. Like, did you see him this game? He could barely stand up.
I mean, do you
He
blame
couldn't
him?
stand up.
Yeah.
James made the point. Okay, so James made the point that he played 27 minutes tonight, and he played 28 minutes the night before. So he played almost, what is that? Almost 50? No, that is 50 minutes, over 50 minutes of game time out of the 120. And golly, that's insane. So I mean, you can't say that you're not getting the money out of Miro Heiskanen right now. I know he's not.
I can't if he's not playing good.
Well, you can, but there's
we can
a
throw
reason why
anybody
he's
out
not
there for
playing
50
good.
minutes to play like that.
Well,
Sekera could do that.
Sekera does not need to.
Sekera's a lot cheaper too.
No. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. Okay. Let's talk about Dobby. Let's change this up a little bit. What did y'all think of Dobby's play tonight?
Dobby was good. He wasn't great. He made one big save. He made that one. I don't remember when it was. It was late in the game. They had a cross crease pass, and so the guy in tight was able to lift it over the pad, and he got the glove on it and held onto it. That was a great save. Other than that, he didn't make any other big save, but he played well. Goaltending definitely wasn't the problem today. Is the best way to answer that.
Right, and that's the funny thing, because that was the thing I mentioned in on Wednesday night when we did our season preview, that I was most worried about was the goaltending, and that seemed to be the most solid thing so far.
Yeah, the past 3 games.
Yeah, all 3 games.
With both goaltenders. It was pretty much 50-50 almost.
Yeah, so James, was there any particular player that you noticed in the game today that really stuck out to you?
I just love how well Fox is playing right now. He's still playing a great game from carrying on from that first game. So it's really nice to see him.
Offensively, it's surprising how well he's playing, actually. He's doing really good on the offensive zone. I was expecting what he does in the defensive zone to keep going, but offensively, he's done much better than I thought he would.
So this is probably a stupid question, but with the offensive woes of the Stars right now, do you throw Fox up on the first or second line and demote somebody else?
No.
You don't think so?
No, not a chance.
I was, and I agree with you, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking, nobody else is doing anything else, and it's just making me mad watching this team not get any sort of offensive pressure whatsoever, and Fox seems to be the only one.
And again,
so
break up Ben
Sagan,
Radulov. I don't know what they're doing as the same line. Why is Ben not on the center where he actually played good for the first time in 3.5 years? Put him back there.
So third line?
Third line center, Jamie Benn with Gurianov. That's what I want.
And again, I know that Robertson is missing, and that's probably why Bonus doesn't want to do that. But he just hasn't been effective. The first
I don't
games.
care. I don't want him on the wing. Yeah. He looks bad.
I mean the one person on that line that had the assist tonight was Radulov, right? And it wasn't even with his line. It was with Raffle out in front.
Yep. Yeah. Ben and Sagan still have done nothing this year. I think they both have 0 points. No, one of them might have 1 point from a power play goal.
Okay. But what about the play of Michael Raffle? I know, Chris, that you didn't really like Michael Raffle, and now you're going to have to eat your words a little bit. But
no, I mean, it was a good goal, but I mean, the rest of the game, was Michael Raffle the guy who was creating all the offensive pressure? I mean, he was creating more than Ben and Sagan, but he wasn't creating a ton.
And I
still stand by it, even though he had a great shot.
And I was excited when we scored the goal first, and it was 1-0 Stars. But in the back, and I mentioned this on the live stream when we were doing the watch along on the YouTube channel. But I wasn't excited because it wasn't one of the top 6 players that got a goal, and that just worried me that Ben didn't score, or Sagan, or Radulov, or Pavelski, Stop Me, whenever, Garyanov, Heiskanen, somebody. It wasn't one of our quote-unquote top players that got the goal. So, I don't know. Brandon says Ben had an assist on the Miro OT goal. So, yeah, so Ben does have an assist. But Ben didn't really do anything on that goal. He gave the puck to Miro. Miro did the rest.
It was a good pass.
Yeah, I mean, it was a decent
He
pass.
had it was like an outlet pass. It was decent. Decent.
Dobby looked good. Couldn't help the Mickey Mouse goals. I love that description of those goals. That's exactly perfect of what both of those goals were. But you know what? It just goes to show you what they tell you when you're playing hockey is to throw it towards the net, and sometimes good things happen. So, and you know what the Stars didn't? The Stars did not do that tonight. And they didn't do it until it was too late. And I mean, they were getting badly outshot in the first period, and it took them until like 10 minutes of the third period to actually figure out that they were supposed to, take the puck, shoot the puck, and then get some sort of I don't know, deflection or bodies in front or something. Yeah. And the goal that we scored in the third period was a garbage goal. I mean, it was.
It was a rebound, but
it was.
I wouldn't call that a garbage goal.
But it was still within like 2 feet of the goaltender, right?
Yeah,
within
it's not
2 feet.
Garbage goal necessarily, though.
So
I get what you're saying, though.
You get what I'm saying, yeah. And the other thing that I was frustrated about with the shots on goal tonight is that in the first and second period, the Stars seemed to be just shooting from the point. They were content on shooting from long distance without any kind of traffic in front. And I mean, any goaltender, let me take that back. Any NHL level goaltender would be able to save that. And Gustafsson did exactly that. So it wasn't until that there was chaos in front of the net where the Stars actually got a good goal. So it's just frustrating to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know what else we can say.
Yeah, I mean, the stats definitely reflect kind of that shooting from the point idea. I think it was like 14 shots from defensemen this game out of a 34 total, so you have 20 from forwards. But it was really frustrating to watch, and it really did feel like they just had no gas left in them, and a lot of them felt like they were just standing there. So
yeah, which again is valid. I think my to finish up my thoughts for today, my positive takeaway from this game is that we played like crap. We played really bad, and we still only lost by 1 goal. So, I mean, I'll take that because I thought this was our worst of the 3 games on the road trip, and we were still somewhat close. So, we'll take that, and that's mostly because of our goaltending too. Our goalies are great. I hope that they keep doing what they're doing, and if they do stay that way, we might not see Ottinger at all, which I would be fine with. I mean, not y'all know what I'm saying, but
Gasp.
I wouldn't be fine with it, but I would take it because we're winning.
Well, at this point they're doing well and we're not winning. So, but it's not the goalie's fault. It's the guys in front of him. So, because they're trying to take care of their jobs. And just to throw this out here, because we've been talking a lot about time on ice lately. We mentioned Foxa was the top time on ice skater yesterday. Guess who was the top one today? Sagan.
It was Sagan.
24 minutes, and
he did nothing with it.
Nothing. He
wasn't even noticeable.
Right, exactly. It was. I don't even remember hearing his name, or I think I might have said his name a couple of times on the live stream while I was watching the game. But it's super frustrating. So, So Bonus, probably saw that and thought, maybe if I give them a little bit more time, because Sagan and Radulov got a lot as well, as Ben, as who else? Yeah, Foxa still had 16 minutes, but those the 3 guys we talked about, Radulov, Ben, Sagan, they got the most time on ice for forwards. So it's not
as they should. They're the best guys. They've just got to
Well, are
Be
they?
the best guys on the score sheet.
Are they?
They should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now they're
they
not,
should be, and
obviously.
they're not right now.
But
So
we've said that 8 times. So
yeah. So anyway, yeah, I agree with you, Chris. Biggest takeaway from this game is exactly what you said. So, anything we want to mention before we call this a night? Because I'm tired. I've been doing this for about 3.5 hours now.
yeah.
Nothing else? All right.
No, we're good.
We'll call it a night. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. Along with Chris and James, I'm Ryan, and you've been listening to Starcast Sticker Marks. We are the official Dallas Stars podcast. And once again, thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring not just us, but all of the Hockey Podcast Network. And please make sure that when you go and use their app that you use the promo code THPN to let them know that we are the ones that sent you, and we would really appreciate that. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Next game is against the Penguins at 6 o'clock on Tuesday. And we'll be back with you right after that game, roughly around 8:30, 8:45-ish. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Good night.